This is VSiN, the sports betting network.
Follow the money. That's what I always say. You always follow the money. Yeah.
This is Follow the Money with Mitch Moss and Paulie Howard on VSiN.
Mitch and Paulie getting some time off post-Super Bowl. Stormy Buonantony, Jonathan Von Tobel holding down the fort for you. Still live, though, in downtown Las Vegas, Circa Resort and Casino, hanging out with you for the next 3 hours. So much we're going to get into. A few great guests on deck as well, beginning about 30 minutes. We're going to have Greg Hoops Peterson join the program, some of his favorite college basketball plays for the day. Early look ahead to the weekend as well. Jensen Lewis, who we have on, he's going to talk plenty of Major League Baseball, former MLB pitcher, of course, host of VSiN by the Books here at the network. We're going to talk baseball. It's also opening day for the college baseball season, but he's locked and loaded with a bunch of under-the-radar college hoops bets that I did not anticipate. And Nick Giffen later on in hour 3 as well with the Daytona 500 upon us this weekend. He does a great job covering all things racing for Action Network. Get into that. But JVT, we start the show today with a handful of sweats going on right now on the Olympic ice on both the men's and women's side. I have a couple of bets. I took both the +7 goals on principle for the Italian women today against Team USA, which has been very stressful already just in the first period as Team USA has outshot the Italians 20-2 to this point, but just 1 goal led into this point. I also laid 2.5 on the puck line with Team Canada, who's up 2-1 after 1 against Switzerland.
Yep, and for another, it feels like the third or second day in a row here, a live hockey bet for me when it comes to the American women this time around, -5.5 today. I just shot 200 milligrams of caffeine, and now we got a live bet on Olympic women's hockey. So I am fired up and ready to go. We could both be happy. You land on 6, and we're absolutely golden. Let's see if we can get this done here today.
This is so funny, too. We were just talking about it before we came on air. The final closing numbers for this game, Team USA laying 7.5 on the puck line. Yep. The full total for the game ended up closing 7.5 as well. That's the expectation for this thing. I was texting you earlier, too, saying, oh, man, I'm not feeling so good about taking the 7 after I saw an article this morning breaking down how they thought that Team USA was going to put up double-digit goals today. So still a long way to go in this one. And, again, like the shot share dominance that Team USA has, they're going to win gold this year. Yeah, but the Italians, the home country is being plucky, JVT.
They are, at least when it comes to their net minding. So we'll see if maybe the women can break this year. Be very much enjoyable for that. So I'm sorry. Generally I'm a pretty focused and straight-lined, low-energy individual that's ready to go and is never distracting for this show in any way, shape, or form. Today I might be a little different.
You're never distracted. The Italian goalie, Francesca Durante, nails. We'll see if she can keep it up. I know you certainly are hoping not so much.
I hope she gets smoked. I hope today is the worst day of her life, to be honest with you.
Megan Keller with the lone goal for the Americans.
The recent purchase.
We also, just to update you on who did the scoring in the Canadian-Switzerland game on the men's side with Canada up 2-1 right now. First goal goes to Connor McDavid. So only a +140 anytime goal scorer. But if you are somebody that likes to dive into those first goal markets, nearly 10-1 for a first goal on the best player in the world. Thomas Harley with the second goal for Canada at 12-1. Suter with the lone goal for Switzerland at 6-1 as well for anytime goals for the two of them. So some more under-the-radar players with both of these rosters, and most notably, of course, Canada, loaded with stars, that you're able to get some value on some of these anytime goal scorers. Canada closed a -750 moneyline favorite. I mentioned 2.5 on the puck line here. Goal total for the game, 5.5, and I'm kicking myself because I thought about betting the full game over in this one. I thought it would be like a 6-2 type final in favor of Canada. Already 3 goals scored here early. Sorry, I was going to... Did you do anything in this game? I can't remember.
No, I did not. You're going, dude. Keep rolling.
Sorry,
You're fine.
I'm doing a lot of talking right now.
Yeah. I mean, Stormy's obviously very fired up about this. She likes hockey a lot. The Olympic hockey has been kind of her thing to this point. By the way, we're back on the ice between the Italians and the Americans. But no, I mean, you keep going. I mean, if you've got something here. But if you're going to ask me, did you have anything in the Olympic hockey game? The answer more often than not is no, outside of watching these games and seeing the Italian women get completely dominated. And hopefully that continues to the point where the goals come. So if you want to ask the question, the answer is no. Absolutely not.
Well, I've got a couple other things for you because I am one of our hockey people here at the network, typically more NHL focused. I do some ringside reporting. I used to be a ringside reporter for the Vegas Golden Knights. I do that now for ESPN when we get to the closer to the postseason in the playoff time. But here with the Olympics, this is so fun. It's the first time since I have been covering the sport that we have NHL players involved in it. So I've been very invested. Also, what cashed in that first period for the men, the Canadian men over 1.5 goals for for the first period comes through at plus 165. Switzerland to score a goal, plus 125. Both teams to score, plus 205. We also had some interesting results from this morning, JVT, which has created some intrigue for a group bet that I placed prior to tournament action. I bet Finland at plus 140 to win the group. Sweden was your favorite. Slovakia, all of a sudden, leader in the clubhouse in the standings right now, who is a 16-1 shot in Group B. They have 2 wins to be at the top of the standings. The 2 games tomorrow now will decide who ends up where, because Finland got a big win over Sweden, 4-1 today. Sweden's lone goal, however, Rasmus Dahlin, which...
No way.
Swear. On the power play. Oh, no. I know. I thought you would care because I bet the over 4.5 points.
Oh, that's right. What do you have, 4?
4 now.
There you go.
The lone goal for Sweden. He scored on the power play.
Team USA. Let's go.
Roll.
Come on.
Okay.
All right, 2-0.
Oh, another one? Okay.
Yep.
I was hoping we could hold off at least like
No,
5
come on.
minutes maybe before
Let's go, girls. Get this thing done.
2-0. Team USA up. Once I get a better idea of how that transpired, I'll update you on it.
I believe we're at, now I can actually see the box score even though it is far away. I believe we're at 23 shots to 2, and they're up 2-0 right now. This has to get ugly, correct?
Well, yeah, we talked about the shot differential, and it just like Durante has been stretching out unbelievable save after save after save in this thing. So you knew that the dam was going to break. Hopefully it just doesn't get out of hand here for the sake of my portion of the bet. Again, plus 7 goals for me. My thought was even if it was a 7-0 shutout, I could still get a push.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
I like how you're getting all negative. It's only 2-0. You got plenty of time.
I think in like most areas of life, I'm a very positive Polly, optimistic type of a person. With betting, not a freaking chance. I am always like the person that even when you're watching the NFL, something good happens. I'm like, where's the flag? Inevitably something bad's going to happen. I feel that way watching hockey. Okay, we're going to get a penalty here. Inevitably, what did I say earlier when Italy was on the power play? I got excited for 2 seconds about them being on the power play, and what happens? USA scores a shorthanded goal. So that's why.
You got to live life like me. Sun's always shining wherever I'm looking, Stormy.
The point I bring up, though, real quickly about Group B on the men's side, tomorrow, Slovakia is a 2.5 puck line dog to Sweden. Finland is a 4.5 puck line favorite to Italy. And there is a world with which we have a 3-team tie at the top and goal differential is going to come into play. So my plus 140 on Finland is not dead yet. And I'm very excited about it. Although, if you were somebody that took a shot on Slovakia, good on you. We thought the favorites were going to kind of win all 3 groups.
Obviously, the markets were kind of priced like that. Outside of what was it, Group B?
It was
shorter?
just Group B that wasn't. Sweden was the shortest favorite of the group, but they haven't really played particularly well. The Czech Republic bounced back easily as they should have as a minus 1,800 favorite against France today. Although it got dicey for a minute, France was down 2-0 after the first, but they went on to score 3 goals in 4 minutes to take a lead. And you're like, oh my gosh, is this team actually going to do something competitive? Czech Republic ended up pulling away. The women's hockey unders, though, 17-4 so far in the tournament. Is that a trend that we think can continue?
I mean, what would be the logic behind it? Are you playing tighter because it's the Olympics? I mean, I guess I would kind of
blowouts.
I mean, that too, I guess, because I would buy it if you're talking about, playing a little bit tighter. Obviously, it's group elimination, so maybe you're not taking as many chances if you're some of these teams, but you're not getting eliminated. So I don't know, unless it's just a blip on the radar, I would want to look for something that would maybe tie into style of play or the way these games are going outside of, hey, just a few of these games have gone under the total. And you said it's just women's, right?
Yes, women's 17-4 to the under at this point. We're about to get underway in the second period of that men's game for Canada
played 21
and Switzerland.
games already?
Yeah, well, the women have more on their side, so they play 4 games in the preliminary round, whereas the men only play 3.
Gotcha.
2-0 USA over Italy right now, and we're about to drop the puck in the second period of the Canadian-Switzerland.
I have not paid attention.
How much have you been keeping tabs on the Pebble Beach, though, out there in California?
A little bit. I was watching a little bit yesterday. Obviously, we talked a little bit more about this in the top of the leaderboard of what that looked like. I did jump in. We talked about Rory McIlroy yesterday and the fact that his putter had kind of let him down, but every aspect of his game from strokes gained, approach, around the green, all of that looked like it was actually pretty solid. So I did take a little piece of Rory McIlroy to win this thing. He's having a really good day. He's through 9. He's 4 under. He's 8 under for the tournament. The problem is everybody else has been absolutely brilliant at this point right now. Akshay Bhatia right now sitting at 7 under for the day, 14 under for the tournament. Second shot, Ricky Fowler, at 13 under and 7 under for the day. So a lot of low scores getting posted, but Rory's still only halfway through, so I'm hoping he can make a little bit of a push here. But did add Rory McIlroy at 11-1 to win this thing. So does this count?
Okay.
Am I back on my – what's the word I'm looking for? What do you do with the first of the year, the New Year's resolution? Am I back on the resolution?
No, because it wasn't a pre-tournament wager.
What?
So,
that doesn't count. I just said I would bet on every tournament.
You said
I did not say every tournament before it started. I said I would bet on every tournament.
Look at you with your loopholes. Did you actually, when
Loopholes?
you were going to school, were you training to be a lawyer or a journalist? What was that?
I mean, journalists read words and understand them and interpret them, and I think I never said that I would do that before the tournament started. I said I would just bet every one.
I don't like the energy. I feel like there's a lot of negativity coming out of you. Meanwhile, Ryo Hisatsune is the one that cashed as your first-round leader. I was looking into some of the numbers for him. I'm surprised more people didn't post this. Usually you see a DraftKings Sportsbook or an Action whatever on their social media page posting what the first-round leader cashed at.
Yeah.
It took me so long to find it, but for him specifically, 66-1 was in some places as high as 200-1 as a pre-tournament favorite. He's still up there pretty high on the odds board, so see if he can hang on. The putter gained more than 5 strokes on the field, holds more than 150 feet of putts.
I think we got a third goal here.
No!
Yes, we do. 3-0. Let's go, ladies.
You nuts for a bet
Come
that
on.
is anti my bet.
You're still fine.
We need low scoring. Slow down, America. I can't take this right now.
That is not something America does, okay?
Okay, sorry. My bad.
It's always forward for the Americans. Let's go.
Okay, we got to
manifest destiny, brother. Let's go.
You're the worst. We got to take our first time out of the day. When we come back, we will obviously continue to update you on all things Olympic hockey, men's and women's portion of this thing throughout the course of the show, but also a lot of intrigue when it comes to the NBA, some results yesterday. Also, obviously, All-Star Week is getting underway. So much more to come, but that is where we will start next year on Follow the Money.
Laptop or phone, couch or sportsbook, VSiN goes where you go. Wherever you watch VSiN, the experience stays seamless. Live shows, replays, and sports-specific clips all at your fingertips. VSiN Watch puts you in the driver's seat. Available in Roku, Samsung, Amazon, iOS, Android, app stores, or get it direct from the source at VSiN.com. Download VSiN Watch today on your favorite app store and join us on the Sports Betting Network.
This is VSiN, a network of sports betting analysts, writers, hosts, and handicappers, all here to help you become a more confident bettor. We broadcast live every day from Las Vegas, the sports betting capital of the world, and from studios across the country, giving you insight from every angle of the action. Take VSiN with you wherever you go with the VSiN Watch app, or catch us on streaming platforms and regional sports networks. You can also listen live on SiriusXM Channel 158 and on radio stations nationwide. Check out VSiN.com as well for betting tools, exclusive betting splits, AI-powered player prop projections from Opta, pro picks for every game, plus in-depth betting guides and articles built to give you an edge. From sharp betting analysis and daily best bets to insider interviews and expert breakdowns, VSiN is your trusted source for everything happening in the world of sports betting. See everything we have to offer at VSiN.com and become part of the Sports Betting Network.
Dave Ross here, co-host of VSiN by the Books. Tune in on Monday. I'll be with the Moose, Mark Malusis, as Jensen Lewis is on vacation to recap everything from the weekend in sports, including all the NBA All-Star festivities, the Pebble Beach Pro-Am, the Winter Olympics, and so much more. As always, we'll be joined by the King of Connecticut, the one and only Will Hill, to get his best bets. It's VSiN by the Books, Monday, 7 to 10 a.m. Eastern on VSiN, the Sports Betting Network.
This is Follow the Money on VSiN.
All right. So I usually want to be excited about America, and I should be, but here we go.
What is that?
First period, Team USA against the Italian women.
Yep.
We're out shooting Italy 20-2, only had one goal on the board. We were questioning when the dam would break. The answer was all of a minute and 41 seconds into the second period. Kendall Coyne scored right away. Then she scored again twice in the first 4:51. Then they added another goal a moment ago from Edwards at 5:17. So we are now up 4-0 Team USA over the Italians. As someone who took 7 goals with Italy, not feeling great right now. As someone who laid 5.5 goals with Team USA, JVT's feeling great.
No, I mean, let's see what happens. Also,
You also tried to nux me multiple times for goals that are against my bet.
I thought we were friends. I'm sorry. I'm also, look, I start the show in a hole for our audience, so that's the other thing. You watched me lose money about 20 minutes ago, so I need this, okay?
I did. Do you want to tell me why?
I mean, so it's called the Lucky Box, right?
Yeah.
I have an infatuation with the Lucky Box that is here at Circa.
Especially when you sit up at the coffee shop, Jackpots
Yes.
across the way, and are just staring at it.
It's right across from Jackpots at the coffee bar. And so I sit there. I got here early. I had to do something. So I come here early, and I'm doing work, and it's just staring at me, man. It's just staring at me the whole time. And, like I told you, it was like, hey, it's only $160 for one of these cards. Let's give it a shot. And sure enough, I did it. And I think the card that I got, we scanned it. It was worth $30.
It's like $39.99 or something like that. That's a real buzzkill for just
it was kind of a bummer. So of course I did what any reasonable person would do, and I doubled down and went in 5.5 with the women. Obviously. So let's go. Come on, we got to get this back.
I only have one experience with the Lucky Box thus far. I did the sports memorabilia one where it was a Kenneth Walker jersey that was autographed that I got in there. And initially, when I did the eBay checks, it was like, okay, it's about, like an even, essentially.
A little bit of a loss, maybe?
Yeah, a little bit of a loss, potentially. Since he won Super Bowl MVP, we bumped those numbers a little bit. Not significant, but doubled what the original value was. So that's pretty decent. We'll take
better
the
than
ROI.
where I'm sitting. I've bought two freaking Pokemon cards from that thing, and I am in the hole big time.
Team Canada gets another goal in the second period. Macklin Celebrini from Nathan McKinnon. So they are up 3-1 over Switzerland right now. Meanwhile, in the NBA last night, you called it on the Lakers. What do?
Yep.
Against teams that they are better than? That's when they win and cover. The fraudulent good team, 124-104 over the Mavs. No Luka last night, but the Lakers do improve to 5-0 against the Mavs since that trade.
Yeah, I don't know if this angle is going to keep up all season long, but this is one that we've been following on Money Moves for a really long time, which has just been the Lakers are a team that they've been good in clutch time. They're poor defensively. They're great against some of these bad teams. They've had a lot of issues when it comes to facing some teams that are above their watermark. But with some of these other teams, and I think they're also motivated to do so, they really try to put it on them. And yesterday, the Mavericks, you talk about playing hurt. They have almost nobody out there that was really worth their salt in terms of playing basketball in the association. So I think when you look at the situation, it made a lot of sense. Got off to a rocky start in the first quarter. It was like 31-32, something like that. So thought it wasn't going to get there. But ultimately, Lakers pull away, get a 124-104 win. And it's definitely worth looking at as we continue on. Them against these bottom dwellers, these cellar dwellers, I think they do want to put it on them because when they take on the other big boys, there are a few big moments, good moments for the Los Angeles Lakers. So it's been an angle we played a lot.
Yep.
I mean, we talked about it a ton, and it's worked out relatively well.
One of your best bets yesterday, it comes home. LeBron, 28, 10, and 12. Fourth straight game with at least 10 assists. It's his 50th career triple-double with L.A. First player in NBA history with 50-plus for multiple franchises. Also the third since he turned 40. 2 more since the rest of the league all-time had combined over that age. He's also the oldest player in NBA history to have a triple-double, surpassing Karl Malone. LeBron, here he is post-game on whether or not he can keep playing.
Could I? Mm-hmm. Yeah, I could, but I don't know. It's not like my game. My game is not going anywhere. It's just it's my body. It's all the other things. There's so many more factors that come with how long will I play the game. Now, I don't think my game will ever suffer if I decided to continue to go however long that is. I just think it's like it has to be here. How long can I stay in love with the process? Because that's always been my thing. If I can't continue to stay in love with the process, then if this goes, then my body's gonna go. And once my body goes, then it's a wrap. Then the love goes, and then the fun and all that stuff goes. So
LeBron is 41 years old, 44 days, where he said, I only know that because of the Karl Malone stat that came out about his triple-double. But how long realistically do you think he ends up doing this thing? I feel like every year for the last few years, we've kind of had this question mark about when would the end be.
I don't know. I know that we'll know, though. In other words, he's going to have a farewell tour. This is not going to be a year in which he plays.
He's not going to do the Nick Saban, is what you're saying.
Yeah, he's not going to finish this year and just be like, all right, guys, I'm out. I mean, it's LeBron. I think he's going to let us know when he's done so he can get his due, and I think that's exactly what's going to happen here with him. So I would expect that he comes back for at least next year. The question is with who. Cavaliers are probably the small leader in the clubhouse, considering he's done with the Lakers, and the Lakers seem like they don't want to at least bring him back on a full value deal for what he would be worth. So I'm going to say that he is going to play. He's going to get a farewell tour, and we will see him next year. The question just is, in what uniform will it be?
Okay. I like that angle of seeing if he stays or if he were to go somewhere else for the farewell tour.
I don't know, man. I don't think he'll be I don't think he'll be in a Laker next year.
Can you bet on that? What would
you can go to Kalshi and find it, I'm sure. Right? Yeah, you could probably find that.
You see that thing where there was more Mike Palm has talked about this a couple of times. There was more money bet on Kalshi for what the first song of the halftime show is going to be than all of the Nevada betting handle.
Yeah.
Like, that's just...
I mean, we've talked about it a ton, and I would say this, because a lot of people are making the comparison, and I don't think it's very simple, but Nevada is in a rough spot anyway. I mean, they're pretty archaic when it comes to their online betting rules. You've got to go to brick and mortars and sign up. I mean, there's an app where sign up, give my information, but then I had to walk across the street and get inside of the geolocated box so then they can actually register. And it's such a nightmare. When in other states, I mean, from here, you drive across the border to Arizona, you sign up and boom, you're in. Now, there are some dangers to that because I remember being many years ago flown out to New Jersey for a trip, and the second I got into New Jersey, not only did I fire up and sign up for the FanDuel, but I also signed up for FanDuel Casino. So I was sitting in the back of an Uber playing double-double bonus poker on my phone for real money. Won money, but that's pretty dangerous. Yeah. But for the most part, it's so much easier to do it in other spots. So you have that working against you. You have the fact that Kalshi's out here as well. I think all of those things together led to the muted handle, but I don't think it's like a one-to-one because Kalshi's here. That's why Nevada suffered.
It is just, I'm just saying it is a stark contrast, though, when you think about nationwide, how much money was bet on an item like that, just because it can't. And we shouldn't even be calling it betting because that's not what it's supposed to be, right? That's why it has different rules than traditional brick-and-mortar casinos and apps like FanDuel and DraftKings have.
I have positive news for you.
Ooh, what's that?
The Italians are on a power play here.
It's not even positive news. They have already scored on a shorthanded goal today.
I don't know why you're yelling at me.
I'm emotional.
I'm just trying to be positive.
Also,
here.
last night in the NBA, another big win for the Milwaukee Bucks is a double-digit dog, straight up, cash plus 550-ish on the money line against OKC. No Giannis or Miles Turner for Milwaukee. No SGA or Jalen Williams for OKC. But the Thunder now fall a half game back at Detroit for best record in the NBA. First time all season. They haven't had at least a share of the best mark. Also, Portland wins and covers any number against our tanking Jazz, 135-119. Some fines were doled out for that, albeit I don't know how much that actually impacts an NBA organization. But with that, the Jazz fined $500K, the Pacers $100K for sitting healthy players in recent games.
Yeah, and since then we've had Will Hardy come out and say, like, well, he was on a minutes restriction, and this is why we had to sit him and whatnot. I mean, when he was asked about it after the game initially, are we going to get another shorty here?
No.
When he was initially asked about it after the game, did he get a shorty? No? Oh, come on. Almost had the wraparound there. That was pretty...
Guys, help your girl out. Francesca can't do it all this hard.
They got it? Let's go.
This is vomit.
Come on,
What
man.
did I tell you? What did I freaking tell you? Unbelievable.
Come on. 5-0. Let's do this thing. Team USA. All right, 6-0 win. That's it.
The Italians still don't have another shot. They have 2 shots on goal for the game.
See how angry she is?
This is unbelievable. Unbelievable.
Justin, your mic's open.
32-2 the shot disparity right now.
You all right?
No. Do I look all right? Do I sound all right? I'm unwell.
you keep lashing out at me for no reason whatsoever. I tried to deliver positive news. That was a pretty sick wraparound.
Meanwhile, we're not seeing
Malik
Canada.
Beasley.
Look at this poor girl, though.
That girl's just standing.
Going all over the place.
That right there was just an Italian defender. I assume it's a defender that was just standing over a loose puck in front of the net, and she didn't even know where it was. It was right next to her skate. I mean, we said it yesterday.
Do we think Team USA will score another one? We got 42 seconds left in the.
Oh, like another shorty?
Yeah.
Maybe they've got 2 today so far.
That's unbelievable.
Maybe it's
only happens to me.
Maybe it's a woman advantage when it comes to being on a power play here for Team USA.
Why is
that was
happening?
absolutely brutal, dude.
I can't believe that just happened.
That was
Maybe
fantastic.
it's my own fault. I spoke it into existence.
Get out of there.
I would like, and it's not going to happen because they only have 2 shots on goal, and they're not magically going to get one past one of the best goaltenders in international hockey on the women's side. But it was 8-1 for Italy just to score a goal in the game. Not in the first period. Not like a single. In the game, period. 8-1 for the Italians. Okay, we got to step aside. When we come back, let's get into some college basketball. Nobody better than Greg Hoops Peterson to break it all down with. We got 3 nationally ranked teams in action and a bunch on the board. Don't go anywhere. More Follow the Money after this.
Time. There's nothing more valuable. It's what drives everyone to make the most of every moment. We celebrate living large in the now. In a city where time disappears, we create experiences that electrify the soul and memories that will last forever. We go big, we go all night, and here, everyone is invited. So get loose and get loud.
This is Circa. You'll have the time of your life.
Elevate your sports betting game with VSiN's exclusive betting splits. Stay ahead with real-time market trends and track bet percentages on any matchup. Then uncover the edge by comparing them to the amount of bets placed to find out where the sharp money is headed. Upgrade to VSiN Pro to access betting splits, live odds, line moves, power ratings, and in-depth game analysis. Go to vsin.com/pro to join VSiN, the sports betting network.
This is VSiN, the sports betting network.
This is Follow the Money on VSiN.
Team USA still up 5-0 on the Italian women as we are keeping tabs on all things Olympic hockey this morning. While we are patriotic and excited for Team USA playing as well as they are, someone who took 7 goals, also a little bit frustrated, hesitant, but I knew this was going to be a tough sweat throughout the course of the game. And it was funny talking to our next guest, Greg Hoops Peterson, who joins us here on the Progressive Guest Line, host of the Coast to Coast Hoops podcast. Of course, you can find all of the daily write-ups up on VSiN.com. Greg was saying, this is just one of those games that you hold your nose, it's an ugly dog, and you're already looking ahead to a couple of those on the college basketball card for tomorrow, Greg.
Absolutely. I'm waiting to see what this St. Thomas versus UMKC, aka Kansas City line is going to be, because Kansas City, with their non-cover yesterday, they are the worst team against the spread in all of college basketball. I saw St. Thomas be a double-figure favorite at a few spots on the road. I'm hoping we could get like 15 to 16 points, so that way I could take me some ugly underdogs, because they typically are very profitable this time of year in college basketball.
That's it? You don't want to follow up? You loved that.
I love the idea of the Kansas City Kangaroos being a program that exists, period, okay. Greg.
Yes! One of the best mascots out there.
All right, let's go with a couple of games today. I know Stormy's chomping at the bit to get down to this. I think it's an interesting situation. George Mason on the road against George Washington, Greg. George Washington, like 2.5-point favorite, total 149.5. What do we make of what the Revolutionaries have in store at home today?
Absolutely. I took George in this spot. Yep. George Mason. I like George Mason on the money line. This has been a very rock-solid defense. Top 65 team in terms of points allowed on a per possession basis. And obviously the joke is they're both named George. But that said, for George Washington, the big thing for them is that they've been sloppy with the ball. They're outside the top 175 in terms of turnovers on a per possession basis. They're very strong down low. Like, I love Rafael Castro. He's able to give you 15-plus points, 9-plus rebounds per game. They've got good all-around rebounding. But with George Mason, they've actually been a more efficient offense away from home. Their three-point shooting percentage goes above 34% away from home compared to 32.3% at home. And they're a top 35 team in terms of fewest turnovers on a per-possession basis when they're away from home as well. I think that that's going to serve them well. With that, they love to slow games down. George Mason, bottom 35 team in terms of total possessions per game. George Washington is looking to gun it a little bit more. That total of 150, I like the under, and I do think that George Mason gets their tempo and wins this game on the money line.
Another short spread, but a nationally ranked team in here. Michigan State laying 1.5 at Wisconsin. Both of these teams' most recent games, coincidentally, overtime wins over Illinois. Wisconsin, though, could this be a potential letdown spot for them even at home? What's the general feel for tonight?
Yep, and I'm not going to make a lot of people from my home state of Wisconsin happy here, but I'm going to be willing to lay with Michigan State, mainly because this Michigan State defense is one of the best at traveling in all of college basketball, third in the country in terms of points allowed on a per possession basis when they're away from the Breslin Center. And for Michigan State, you are not going to get second chances against them. Teams grab 19.2% of their missed shots as an offensive rebound against them. That is number one in all of college basketball. Now, Wisconsin's not bad in this aspect as well. They're 26th in terms of defensive rebound percentage. So that total of 148, I like the under, but something else that works in Michigan State's favor is that they've got one of the most wonky home and road three-point shooting splits that you're going to find. They shoot 31.3% from three-point range at home, about 39.8/39.9% away from home. One of the biggest ones in all of college basketball, and I do think that irons out sooner rather than later, but Wisconsin hasn't been the best with regards to their perimeter defense. It's a Michigan State team that doesn't give you good looks on the inside as well, and they're a top 50 team in terms of opponents' three-point shooting percentage. That's big because Wisconsin takes 50.8% of their shots from three-point range. That is 15th in the country. Think that Michigan State puts the clamps down on defense, like the under, and Michigan State laying the 2.
All right, Miami, Ohio, they continue to win games. They're not covering as consistently, Greg. What do we make of this spot here against Ohio? 9.5, total of 165.
And Ohio is typically one of the better teams out there in the MAC. Like, go back a few years ago when they were able to knock off Virginia in the NCAA tournament. Heck, they very nearly made the Elite Eight about a decade or so ago as well. This is not your father's Ohio team, though. Out of 365 Division I teams, they're a bottom 35 team in terms of three-point shooting percentage, and they're 315th in terms of three-point shooting defense. Meanwhile, you've got a Miami of Ohio team that they're 27th in the country with their three-point shooting percentage, but let's say that they're having an off shooting night where they go into a little bit of a lull. What makes this team so dangerous on offense? They're also second in the country with their two-point shooting percentage. for Miami of Ohio. The way that you want to beat them is down low, and you really don't have that with Ohio. Only have one guy that gives you over 5.5 rebounds per game at Aiden Hadaway. They're outside the top 230 in terms of offensive rebound percentage. So the one main weakness that you've got for Miami of Ohio is that could be exposed. Meanwhile, Ohio, all sorts of awful from the perimeter. Miami of Ohio is a much better team in terms of both generating turnovers and taking care of the ball on offense. I set my line at a 15. I've been finding value on Miami of Ohio all season long, and I find it once again here. So one to lay with Miami of Ohio, and that total of 165 starting to get to a little bit of a point of no return. Bet the over when this was more around 161.5, 162. Think that we've gone just a touch too far for me to advise it.
College basketball analyst here at VSiN, Greg Peterson, joining us on the Progressive Guest Line. Follow-up question on Miami of Ohio. I know their season has been great. You mentioned like undefeated, the run that they've been on, all these things. But with a strength of schedule at around 350th in the country, do they still need to, if they trip up and lose a game in the regular season, do they still need to win the tournament ultimately to get into the NCAA tournament? How do you view their feel for getting in?
That is going to be tough, because if you've got like a 1 or 2 loss Miami of Ohio team, I think that there's going to be a lot of mutiny and outrage if you leave them out of the NCAA tournament picture. But we have seen the selection committee not give the benefit of the doubt to the mid-majors. That's as politely as I can put it. I was going to use something a little bit more vulgar, but not give the benefit of the doubt, I think is the best way of putting it. I think that they can afford one regular season loss and one only. And I think that that might come against Bowling Green here in a week or two. I actually really like that Bowling Green team. Todd Simon always has his team up for big games, so that could be a little bit of trip-off spot. But for Miami of Ohio, I think they get one mulligan, and that's it.
I didn't think you were capable of vulgarities, Greg.
It's very, very rare. When you get mid-major basketball involved, I get very, very heated because I want to defend these guys. I want these guys to make runs in the NCAA tournament. So we always have to stand for these mid-major teams, being a D3 university graduate myself.
All right. I just wanted to make sure because I know that you're a very sweet man. All right. 18.5, total 155.5. That is a line for St. Louis and Loyola Chicago. What do we got with SLU here today on the road?
I personally was able to find a 19.5 on Loyola Chicago. This is just like Stormy's ugly underdog play. With Loyola Chicago, it's bad. Like, it's really bad. In a year that's supposed to honor Sister Jean, they have been anything but honorable. They have been rough straight up. They have been rough against the spread. They've been bad on offense. They've been bad on defense. That said, since Xavier Amos has gotten back for this team, they've been a little bit more respectable there. And if there is one thing that St. Louis does, they are outside the top 150 in terms of turnovers on a per possession basis. Now, St. Louis is not losing this game outright. I would not advise like some sort of money line sprinkle here, but I think Loyola Chicago, if you can find like a 19 plus on them, there might be a little bit of value here, mainly because you might not just get enough possessions to be able to cover this sort of a number for St. Louis. Loyola Chicago outside the top 310 in terms of total possessions per game. They do a relatively good job with their low post play as well. Top 130 team in terms of opponents' 2-point shooting percentage. Miles Rubin is able to give you 2+ blocks per contest. So I took a very, very, very ugly stab here on Loyola Chicago, and I'm not feeling great about it, but you know what? It was just too many points for me to turn down.
Okay, I'm not particularly enjoying that handicap. As someone who was looking on some angles to buy on St. Louis in the points, I took their first half points to, like, team total over. So the thought on the possessions thing is kind of throwing me for a loop here. You're looking at the TV. Did USA score again? No.
They did.
Oh, come on!
6-0.
Okay, let's get one more game, Greg, before we get out of here, and I want to die. It's right before the freaking period ends, too. There's like a minute to go. Another program that people around the country are going to be familiar with, at least based on relatively recent NCAA tournament experience. St. Peter's Peacocks taking on Sacred Heart tonight. What do you like?
Absolutely. Give me the under in what I think is going to be a slog of a game. And man, out there in the Metro Atlantic, if you are a lover of games that are just absolutely dreadful in terms of offense, this is the conference for you. Got a lot of the slowest teams in all of college basketball here. And for St. Peter's, they're once again very slowly. They're outside the top 300 in terms of total possessions per game, and they reduce on the amount of clean possessions even further by being 22nd in the country in terms of turnovers generated on a per possession basis. Now you've got a Sacred Heart team that's pretty dreadful on defense. They're about 300th in the country in terms of points allowed on a per possession basis, but not particularly fast, about 195th in terms of total possessions per game. And additionally, for the Sacred Heart team, they are facing off against the St. Peter's bunch that's outside the top 320 with regards to 2-point shooting percentage away from them and 340th in terms of 3-point shooting percentage. Total of 148, just too high for me. I'm in on the under.
Greg, you're awesome. Thank you so much for the time. We appreciate it. Good luck with the plays.
See you, bud.
Always fun, you guys. Thank you.
Sorry that you had to deal with my personality on display this way whilst watching a game. Greg Peterson, make sure you check out the Coast to Coast Hoops podcast wherever you get your podcasts. Also, that was just the tip of the iceberg for Greg's plays today. If you go to VSiN.com, you can get access to every single one of the bets he has on the card, as well as a daily spreadsheet where he puts his handicap spread on and total available on all of them. I just cannot believe this is happening to me. Actually, I can believe it. This bet is toast. Win some, lose some. Coming up after this, I'm a loser, baby. So why don't you kill me?
VSiN's player prop projection tool is now available for the NBA. Get projections for points, assists, rebounds, and more powered by Opta AI. On VSiN.com/NBA props, we line up our projections against the latest DraftKings odds so you can quickly spot mismatches and find value before the market adjusts. The NBA player prop projections tool is available exclusively to VSiN Pro subscribers. Check it out now at VSiN.com/NBA props and join us on the Sports Betting Network.
Check out Stormy and JVT on Money Moves, only on VSiN.
Reeled off 5 straight wins, including beating the freaking Colorado Avalanche last night. Let's go.
5.5 is, of course, as we always say, the dead number. Every time we say it, an angel gets its wings.
They'll take you on a fun, fast-paced journey, weaving in everything you need to know to make an educated bet, while also not shying away from the excitement of a same-game parlay sweat. Money Moves, weekdays at 2 p.m. Eastern on VSiN, the Sports Betting Network.
Win Some, Lose Some is sponsored by the Sharp Plays.
Were you a winner last night? Wow, winning. Or was it a rough one?
Well, they can't all be winners, can they?
Loser! You're a loser!
Paulie Howard recaps the night in sports betting in Win Some, Lose Some.
Mitch and Paulie out today. Stormy Bonatoni, Jonathan Von Tobel back here with you. Still doing Win Some, Lose Some, though, as always.
You're going to try the Paulie accent once?
No, I don't think it'll be a good time. I don't know how to do that accent.
You Hatsune, 66-1, first round lead.
Hit it.
Keep it. No,
okay.
Keep going. That's all I got.
Career best 10 under, though, for Hisatsune. One-shot lead at Pebble Beach on Thursday. And if he can hold on to this, and obviously, like, the leaderboard's fluctuating a lot today, and there's going to be weather this weekend, would be a 200 to one-shot if he could get there. Per shot link, JVT, there have been well over 300,000 rounds measured by their platform since 2004. Hisatsune yesterday, the only player in that group to lose strokes of off the tee to the field, lose strokes on approach, still shot 62 or lower.
Seems sustainable.
Yeah, probably not great. The putting was amazing.
It was, and that's what we talked about is if you're looking for signs to play against, whether it's matchups or just signs that a guy is maybe going to fall off, that is it. I mean, you can't play that poorly in every facet, but just make up for it on the green like that consistently. I mean, in theory, you could do it over the course of a tournament, but generally you should fall apart at some point.
We didn't get to play the clip earlier. Maybe we can a little bit later, but it's him post-round being asked about the putting, and he takes a sip of water before he goes, and he goes, "It was sake." I'm just kidding. It's water. But it was like he was very happy and sweet, and it was... He does it better than I did. Akshay Bhatia, currently your leader right now through... Oh, yeah, he's done for the day. 8 under in all. Ricky Fowler, second at 14 under right now. Rory? So we'll where is McIlroy right now? T19, 9 under through 12.
9 under. Okay, he's still scoring, man.
There you go.
We still got this.
Also, LeBron, we mentioned it earlier, triple-double, 13-1 if you had that in pocket over the Mavericks. Oldest player in NBA history to do so. James was the outright leader for both teams. Points, rebounds, and assists Thursday. Bucks, 5-1 on the money line at the Thunder. They win 110-93. Largest win as a double-digit dog for the Bucks since 2010. Held OKC to their fewest points at home in more than 4 years.
Yeah, this wasn't really one of those. We talked about the weird results before the All-Star break. I wouldn't really count this as one. OKC was sitting there, 2 primary ball handlers, Jalen Williams, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, of course, has been hurt. So, you get a team that goes out there and says, hey, man, we got nothing to lose. We're the lowly Bucks at this point right now. What do we got? And sure enough, they went out there and scored a win. So good for them. Big cash, too, if you got the dog. I'm looking this up because Tim Murray had a player prop. I did not check the box score on this because we talked about Cam Thomas. He only had 12 points, took 13 shots, though. Not an efficient night. But Cam Thomas, one of those guys you might look at from a player prop standpoint, especially in some of these games where nobody's playing. They might just give him the ball and say, go get it. And he did not get it yesterday, although he did take 13 attempts.
Does it matter? Probably not, but I thought it was interesting. After the Giannis injury, the Bucks lost the first 3 games, 5-1 now, though, since going into the All-Star break. Also, speaking of all this Team USA, great stuff for you in the women's hockey. Women's curling beat Canada today for the first time ever in Olympic history. 9 previous matchups, they couldn't get it done. Canada's the top-ranked team in the world. And why is this such a huge deal? Granted, there's a long way to go still here in this tournament, but Canada, to win gold, minus 220. The Americans are like an 80-1 shot. The fact that they won that was absolutely absurd. Catapulted by a 4.6 end. Canada did come back a bit, late attempt, but in an attempt to block the U.S. from scoring 2, they actually knocked their own stone and messed it all up.
Correct me if I'm wrong, Justin, maybe you know this as well. When they're sweeping, that is melting the ice to make it slower, correct?
I feel like that sounds right.
Okay, all right. I just wanted to double check because I was watching some
and it's directional.
Right, correct. Yeah, you could yes, of course. Okay.
That would be a fun team building exercise. Let's go curling in Vegas of all places as well. Why not? Lose some. Thunder bet out from 13.5 to 14-point favorites against the Bucks. As we mentioned, they lose. Bucks cash on the money line. The Jazz, they were taking money yesterday, down from 7.5-point dogs to 5.5 against the Trailblazers. Lose 135-119, not even close to a cover. And that was with Portland missing their top 2 scorers. No Denny Avdia, no Shaden Sharp. Mavs Lakers, the total down from 235 to from 235 to 238.5. 124-104 your final.
Yeah, this was not exactly a blowout, but there was a couple of blowouts yesterday, and we need to bring this up, so it's worth bringing up now. One of my favorite angles when you talk about in-game betting for the NBA, when you get those blowouts, those lopsided results, and betting some of those games under in-game, because sometimes the total will not account for the other team not scoring enough, and you can get some of those take your foot off the gas situations in those fourth quarters. So something worth monitoring as we head into the second half.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm just looking at the shots on goal
I was
here
going to
in
say,
US,
man, you
Italy.
talk about me.
I'll
I
get back
said,
to
what did
that
I
in
say
a
at the beginning of the show? That I'm not going to be
That
distracted.
wasn't in
I'm going to be
reaction
focused.
to you. Apologies,
You're
ladies
clearly
and
not
gentlemen.
focused.
Bad beats today. Honestly,
take a sip of water before.
all of these.
Like a sake.
Okay, is this going out over the air?
Did you hear that? Did everyone hear that?
I know. Did everybody hear that?
All right. We'll get back to that in a little bit. The bad beats.
You need a sip of sake.
Well, forgive me. I did not go through the entire riveting college basketball card yesterday to see if there were some brutal beats on sides or totals there. But I think some of the worst ones came when it came to the U.S. men's hockey game. The over 6.5, the first period, Team USA was minus 250 for them to have a 1-goal lead in that one. It was 1-1 after the first period. Quinn Hughes and JT Miller, if you had anytime goals on either of them, plus 347 to 1 respectively, both of them disallowed, one on an offside penalty, one on a goalie interference. This should have been a 3-1 first period, ended up being a tie game. So a lot of bad beats, I felt like, in that USA-Latvia hockey game yesterday. Reminder, everybody, as we talk about college hoops, it can be a grind, but real bettors find their edge this time of year as well. And remember, dozen games a night, constant line movement, opportunity for those who know where to look. And Sharp Plays has you covered. You're not going to beat billion-dollar sportsbooks or full-time sharks on your own, but with the Sharp Plays, you don't have to. Powered by advanced AI, connected to insider sources. The Sharp Plays highlights sharp action, key numbers, and market shifts before the public catches up. Free daily reports, real-time alerts, public logs, and transparent results since 2011. SharpPlays.com, trusted by the pros, monitored by the books. Own the boards this college basketball season. Visit SharpPlays.com.
Good job.
Okay, can we play that sound, though, for real? I don't know if that went out over the air, actually, or if we were just hearing it in our ears from the control room. But let's play the full sound here real quickly. We were talking about the golf, Ryo Hisatsune, and about that drink that he takes prior to each putt.
Take a sip of water before. Actually, like a sake. I got something more drunk. I just joking, but it's just water. Have you done that your whole career? Or yeah, since 3-4 years ago, it's turned pro. Then make so nervous in making parts, little liquid, then ready to go. Yeah.
Is that not the most likable human being on the planet?
Yes.
Are you kidding me right now? That was so cute and funny.
Some would say Greg Peterson is the most likable person on the planet.
You got some stiff competition there, buddy. He is, by the way, 2 under for round 2 here so far. Slipped from the leader to T3. He is 12 under for the tournament through 14 today.
I'm just glad we played that.
I know you're being sarcastic and messing with me, but I thought it was so sweet.
Mini lose some for you here.
Sure.
So there was news that was out there. I don't know if this is real or not. But in the evolving world of artificial intelligence, we had news
I don't even want to know.
That came out here that apparently bars in New York City are opening up for people with AI partners. They're making dining tables optimized to dine with your AI companion.
AI partners as in dates.
Yeah.
You're dating your ChatGPT or whatever it is. What are we talking about? That's not real. That's not a real story.
It was...
Who wrote this thing?
I don't know who
What's
wrote
the platform?
I
don't believe it. You know what? We're too gullible on Twitter these days since the check marks don't mean anything anymore. So I do not buy it.
This is your worst nightmare. People are dating AIs and Team Canada or Team Italy is getting their rear ends kicked. Did you see this? This is real.
Hold on. I probably should have said what the shot differential was when I brought it up. 39-4.
Yeah, dude. They're legitimately not good. Italians.
I said to you off the air after the first period, the fact that it was only a 1-0 game and they were out shooting them 20-2. I can't even imagine what that locker room was like in the intermission for Team USA. They were probably losing it and have made it their sole mission to dominate and crush this team. And I am going to be on the receiving end of that crushing. But continue your thought. I apologize.
I don't even know what it was. You interrupted me and it's already out.
Probably wasn't that important anyways. As far as the AI
stuff
goes, though, I'm a very anti-AI person to begin with.
Correct.
I think an iRobot future scares the hell out of me. I don't like the idea of self-driving vehicles at all. I find them terrifying. I think that's nothing but a murder chamber. Your clip?
I remember I rode in one in San Francisco in the driverless car.
No, you never sent it to me. I asked you actually a couple times to send it to me.
Well, because I have to watch it because I have to. No? Okay. Well, let me watch it because let's just say I have to make sure I don't say anything in the video. You know what I mean? I just want to make sure it's clean.
Did you take the vehicle because you had thrown a couple back? Is that what you're saying?
It was a long
okay.
night, so I got to make sure, before I send it.
Is that what actually enticed you to book it? Was that you're like, oh,
Yes. Well, the person I was with was like, have you never been in one? And I was like, no. And I was like, okay, cool, we'll get you one. So
I sent you the article a couple months ago, or not the article, the video, because CBS did a feature on this guy who was in a relationship with his AI companion or whatever. And he was asked straight up in the interview if he had to choose between his wife and the AI, would he leave the AI? He said, like, she wouldn't give me that ultimatum, but probably not. No. What? You would leave your freaking wife for your computer? What are we doing?